Myself, I'm Venu. I have around 16 years of experience into the field of HR, where I've started my career as HR executive for one of the manufacturing industries. And then from there, I've learned SAP HCM online and moved to SAP HCM implementations. While I was doing the implementations, I got an opportunity to upgrade my skills into success factors, where I have started working on success factors. And then it's almost like 9 years that I'm into success factors. And in these 9 years, I have worked on different modules like employee central, compensation, performance management, and recruiting module. So though I have worked on all of these modules, I'm more comfortable in employee central and compensation because I've spent most of my time in these 9 years, almost 7 to 8 years, I've worked on these modules. So I'm more comfortable in EC and compensation. And coming to teaching, I'm into teaching from last 12 years. Earlier, I used to train on SAP HCM. And after getting into success factors, I've started training on success factors as well. I train on both employee central and compensation module, but this session is only for employee central. Okay, so that's a quick intro about me. So this course actually, we have now divided the entire Employee Central course content into 24 sessions. First 4 sessions would be completely of theoretical part. Like if you're a beginner, who doesn't know anything about success factors, now these 4 sessions are very important. Like we'll be discussing about what is success factors, how to do the certification, is certification mandatory, how do we keep our certification active, what is learning hub, what is community.successfactors, or what is release management, how do we create tickets with SAP, what is HXM cloud ops. So you'll be learning about all of these things, which are very important when you get into success factors, when you land up into success factors job. All of these things you should be knowing. Okay. And then from 5th session onwards, we'll start with the practical part on all the 2021 sessions. Like I said, 24, sometimes it may take 25, 26, depending on the sessions. Like we have no day-wise course content. If we are unable to cover a particular topic in one session, we'll be extending that next day. So in that case, it might extend till 25 or 26 sessions. Okay. So from the 5th session onwards, we'll
Sorry,
be
Venu,
having
each
the
session would be 1 hour or
1 hour
it will
of,
be more?
yes, 1 hour of session, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Saturday and Sunday, usually I don't take sessions. I want you all to, since it is a new technology, I want you to practice or have a recap on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
That it is usually 1 hour, Monday to Friday, and this batch we are planning to have it for 7:30 to 8:30. So I usually take 3 batches, 7:30 to 8:30 and evening 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and one more which is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, so the other 2 batches are already running, and the demo is for the 7:30 a.m. batch. Okay, now from 5th session
It is
onwards, the complete
7:30 a.m. or p.m.
7:30 a.m. IST.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So from 5th session onwards, we'll be getting into practical part of success factors. All of you would be given access to a system where you can log in and practice whatever that we have discussed in the sessions. Okay, and the access would be again based on what you have discussed. It can be till end of the course, or if you want to get it extended, we can do that as well. So we also have one additional session after all the sessions, like the interview questions, where we discuss what would be the probable questions that you will be asked in your interviews. I'm taking that session as well, additionally apart from these 24 regular sessions. Okay, so this is overview of the course content or course, what we are going to cover in 25 sessions.
Okay, and this will be only EC, right? Not.
This is only on pure Employee Central Core. Now, when you talk about Employee Central Core, We have a certification, SAP SuccessFactor certification with the code as THR81. So all of the content of THR81 would be covered in this Employee Central. We will not be covering anything related to payroll or the time off. Okay. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So since I'm very new to this SAP Success Factor as a consultant, so I don't have any experience. So how training will help me, or I think they don't hire freshers, right, for SAP Success
No,
Factor.
frankly speaking, yes, you're correct. Generally, companies won't prefer taking the freshers. There are very few companies who hire freshers and train them and get them into projects because none of the customers want to, handle their systems by freshers or the less experienced people. They always, everyone want to, have, the experienced people or experienced consultants handling their systems. Okay.
Right.
So, but still there are many companies who take freshers, train them, they put them into support, or they assign some task in the initial implementation phase, or throughout the implementation, and then train in one or two modules so that they would be ready for next 1 year or 1.5 year. Okay.
So there are a lot of openings for this, or what is the percentage?
Percentage of what? Freshers
Opening.
against the
No,
consultants?
not for freshers. Just normal opening on SAP. This one. So actually, the thing is, I was just a little confused whether I need to go with SAP SuccessFactor or should I learn other technology. So I just want to know, like, do you do?
It depends. What is your interest? It all depends on how much you are going to spend. You need to spend a lot of time, whichever technology that you are learning, because these are the new technologies for you, right? So you need to have your, make your hands dirty, practice a lot, and then any technology. See, you have to stick to one technology. That's what I have learned. Focus on the content, and stick to your you should be you should have a strong basics, and then practice a lot. Now you can get into success factors because it is a cloud computing application, and there are many customers across the globe who are into SAP and now moving to success factors because of the technology, the ongoing enhancements or the features that we have in success factors.
How's the job market when? Sorry, go
Binu,
ahead.
yeah, Binu, just
do you
an
provide
information. I think one information will really help other people. As you know, that SAP is already rolled out to, top support for SAP SCM, right? Maybe in, I think, 2032, or I am not sure about the year, certainly. But I think all people who are really using SAP SCM slowly, gradually will move to SuccessFactor.
Yeah, they have started moving to success factors, but you will not see SAP HCM in the coming days. You will see success factors as the ESS MSS application for all customers across the globe.
Correct.
Yeah, and since the success factors is a global product, it is not specific to one region. So it is used widely across the globe. Any region, any country you go, you will see some customers of success factors or SAP HCM. Okay, so
Correct.
you'll definitely have a very good market. Next 10 years, you can survive with success factors. At least for now, I can say 10 years, but maybe because success factors also keep on enhancing the product, to keep up in the market.
Do you provide any training for payroll and time off?
No, payroll and time off. The problem with the payroll is ECP, Employee Central Payroll, okay, which is part of Success Factors again. So we don't train, or I don't train in ECP because getting the system access in Employee Central Payroll is very difficult. Now, it is not difficult, it is impossible to get the access. Any other module, recruiting, onboarding, reporting, or Employee Central or compensation, we can get the instance or the system access. But Employee Central Payroll, if you have to learn, you should learn only on PowerPoint presentations. There are few, consultants in the market who train on Employee Central. They train only on PowerPoint presentations, or they will have to teach you on customer system, which is not recommended.
Okay.
Okay.
What time off?
Yeah. So once you get into success factors, let's say if you have learned some module, Employee Central or recruiting or onboarding, or one of the modules of success factors, and once you get into success factors, you can learn the Employee Central payroll or any other module if you get an opportunity with your existing customers or existing implementation partners. So you'll get to see a lot of opportunities to learn new modules.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Venu, just one more question. You mentioned that I think it was somebody asking this question that they don't hire people who are freshers. So how do one person can get his first job, his or her first job?
Now, when I say freshers, you are straight from the college. Okay, you don't have any experience. You want to get into success factors, right? Yeah. So either you need to be trained well in one of the areas or any of the technology. Any technology you take, it is not with success factors or SAP. Any technology you cannot. It is not that easy to get into that job. So you'll be, and very few companies they train or they hire freshers and then train them and get into the support or implementations. Okay, so how do we get into first time is you will have to learn, prove them that yes, you can do better than any others in your interviews.
So Venu, do we get any practical, projects in the training so that
So whatever configurations that we start from the fifth session onwards, it is like a mini project, okay, that we do. Okay, so whatever that we do as a consultant in implementations or in projects, we will be doing the same thing in the same sequence. So if you follow the same sequence, then you'll have an experience of one implementation, one end-to-end implementation.
So can we showcase this in our experience?
Yes, you can. Okay. So to get into success factors or any technology, you need to have, you need to show at least minimum 2 to 3 years of experience.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So let's get into the demo part. So all of you know that SuccessFactors is a cloud computing HCM application. Oh, right. So what do you mean by a cloud computing HCM application? What do we do? What would be our role? Can anybody tell me what is a cloud computing application? Why is it used?
It can be accessed from anywhere. Cloud-based applications.
Accessed by?
From anywhere, like
From anywhere.
Yeah, I'm working for a UK client, but I'm working from India. So
No, it need not to be a cloud computing application if you want to work from offline, if you want to work offline or online. So you can also connect to VPN and work, right?
yeah, but we don't need to set up anything. We just need to use the API and we can log in and we can actually do the transactions. And the data will be stored in the cloud and can be accessed from anywhere.
Exactly. Okay. So there are two ways of accessing any application. One is called the on-premise and second is the cloud computing. So on-premise means you should have your setup in the premises. So whichever organization that you are working, you should have that setup done. And then you connect all of your systems to that server and start working. So if I have to work on SAP HCM or SAP HR or any application, okay, on-premise application, first thing that you should have here is your server. Okay, so you need to have a dedicated server and a space where you host your application, where you host your servers and applications, and somebody should be looking after that server. Okay, somebody needs to configure that server and connect all of the systems that you use. So there are 10 HR managers or 10 HR executives who are working in the organization. If they have to look at each other's data, now I'm a HR executive working on my system, and I have my other colleagues who are also HR executives, and they are also hiring some employees. Now, if I want to
Oh,
look at my data, if I want to look at the others' data, I can still go and look at the data because all of us are connected to one network there. Okay, so we need to connect to the server through local area network, or some way you need to connect to that server. Then only you can see the data, each other's data. Now, when it comes to cloud computing applications, the difference is we'll be having the same setup there as well. But the servers, what we are talking, are hosted in internet. We don't see these servers because the servers doesn't exist physically. So you don't see them in your premises. So they are hosted somewhere in the cloud, and we connect to those servers using internet. So all of the data that we process, that we manage, so gets stored in the cloud servers. Okay, now if you look at this picture, the cloud computing, it is same for your on-premise and cloud. You need to have infrastructure, you need to have platform, you need to have application. This structure is same for both on-premise and cloud. The difference is the infrastructure here. In cloud computing, this infrastructure, we are storing it in the cloud. Now, I'll give you an example. So all of you must be using the Gmail, right? So when you subscribe or when you sign up with Google, okay, or Gmail, okay, you'll be given some space, free of space, right? 10 GB or 15 GB of space for free. So where you can store all your files. Okay, let's say I have installed Gmail application on Google Drive in my mobile. So all of the files that I have in my mobile, I can push them or I can save them into Google Drive. So what is the use of saving the files into Google Drive? You can access these files from any corner of the world. So let's say you don't have your mobile with you, tomorrow you're traveling and you're in some other country. You want to access the files that you have stored in your Google Drive. What you will do, you go open your Gmail, open your Google Drive, okay, and then access the files that you have. But will you be able to access your files which are in your mobile? No, right? Because they are stored in your mobile, the internal hard disk of your mobile. But Google Drive is hosted somewhere in the cloud. Now, what happens if you consumed all of the data that you have, or what happens if you have consumed all of the space that you have in the Google Drive? Like it gives you 15 GB of free of space. With every email that you sign up, you get 15 GB of space. Now, let's say you have used all of that 15 GB. What does Google say? Google say you pay me some amount, maybe 120, 150 or 200 per month, okay, billed annually. So maybe you'll have to pay some bulk amount per annum. And once you sign up or subscribe for that space, they'll be allocating some additional space with your link to your email. And you can store more files in that. The same concept, we use it in SUCCESSFACTORS or the cloud computing applications. So people, the organizations, when they start their implementations, if the size of their organization is 1,000 or 2,000 employees, and then they can just go with that 2,000 employee space. And then if they extend or if they expand their business and if they move to 10,000 or 15,000, they can, again, sign up or they can subscribe for more space and utilize the application. Okay, it is like pay as you go. You pay for 10,000 users, use the application for 10,000 users. You pay for 15,000 users, or you have your company strength is 500, or you'll pay only for 500 users. Okay. Now, depending on the structure, what we have seen there, the cloud service models have been divided into three: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. IaaS is infrastructure as a service. There are some customers who wanted to have only space. Now, instead of procuring the servers, which are very expensive, they can sign up for the space. Okay. Now, applications like AWS, Amazon Web Services. Okay, what they do, they give you the required infrastructure. Now, you want to use the infrastructure for next 4 years or 5 years, you sign up for that contract with AWS. Okay. Now, next is the platform. Once you have your infrastructure ready, if you want to build your own application, the next thing that you need is a platform. On which platform you want to build your application? Let's say I want to have my own application. So it could be a finance application or a HR application or a sales application or a gaming application. So you need to have the platform. And then once you have the platform, the third is the product or the application what you want to use. There are many standard applications which are available, okay, depending on your use. Let's say I'm looking for the HR related application. So you have applications like SUCCESSFACTORS, Workday, you have Salesforce, which can be used for HR. So you have different applications in the market. You go see, depending on your need, see what or which product is best suitable for you. Okay. Now, if you see here the examples of each of those applications, IaaS, we have Amazon Web Services and VMware. And then platform as a service, we have Windows, Azure, Force.com, on which your Salesforce is built. Google Apps Engine, where all of your Google applications are built. In software as a service, we have Workday, we have SuccessFactors, we have Salesforce, and so on. Now, why customers are looking or wanting to move to the cloud computing applications? All of the customers, they initially had their applications on premise, but now they are moving away from on premise to cloud. So why or what are the benefits of having the cloud computing application? The first and foremost would be your productivity anywhere. You can work from any corner of the world. You don't need to have a software or a hardware, or you don't need anything. You just need internet to access the application and you can work. So tomorrow, if your manager or someone who is with the organization is traveling and he or she has to approve some leaves or their employees. Let's say HR is traveling and then he or she has to approve the leave request. They can do it from their mobile. They can now log into the system and then approve, even though they are not in premise in your office premises, but still they can approve, they can do the transactions. That's productivity anywhere. Offsite data storage, we are not storing the data within our premises. We're not procuring any servers. And the data is stored in the cloud servers. No IT maintenance cost because we are not procuring server. You don't need any IT team to look after your servers. Tomorrow, if you want to expand your business and you want to have additional space, just have to subscribe that space. You again don't have to worry about the servers. And then disaster assistance. It is the cloud service provider's responsibility to fix any kind of issues that you have. Usually, it is always up like 24/7. You can use these applications. Then you have, who's that? Can you go on mute if you're not talking? I think Gaurav. Okay, so lower cost of ownership, because we are not procuring any of the servers. Okay, obviously the amount that we spent on the cloud computing applications are much cheaper than the on-premise applications. You're only paying for what you are using. Okay, that's lower cost of ownership, and then easily upgraded. Now these applications, any application that we use needs some kind of upgrades. Be it a small application like WhatsApp. All of us are using WhatsApp, right? Now all those features what we see now in WhatsApp, okay, sending videos, having a group chat, or having a video call. So these features were not available when they started the WhatsApp application, but slowly they have upgraded or enhanced their product, and now you have all of these features. Similarly, the other cloud computing applications also, they would be updated. Like in SuccessFactors, the SuccessFactors update the product once in 6 months. When the application is upgraded, you'll see the new features. You'll see some work fixes happening. You'll see the enhancements to the existing features. Okay. Once in 6 months or twice in a year. Now, what is SuccessFactors? This is cloud computing, but what is SuccessFactors? SuccessFactors is a cloud computing HXM application. We are calling it as a HR application. Even SAP, we were calling the application as SAP HR, human resource. Slowly, after adding all of those talent modules into the product, like recruiting, onboarding, succession, all of these talent modules, after all of these talent modules, we started calling it as human capital management, because anything and everything related to the employees are available in the application. Now, in the recent days, they started calling it as HXM application. From HCM, we've moved to HXM, which is Human Experience Management. It is all about how an employee experiences. Okay. Now, what all we do in SuccessFactors? SuccessFactors, we have many modules. And if you look at this picture, the base is Employee Central. And on top of it, we have other modules like performance management, goals management, compensation, recruiting, onboarding, learning, JAM, which is used for social collaboration, analytics for reporting. We have all of these modules. And why do we call the Employee Central as the base or the core module is because we maintain all master data that is required for all of these modules. For any module, to operate any module, the first thing that we need is the master data. If I want to do an appraisal, I need to know what is the employee, what employee does in the organization, what are the objectives of that employee, whom he or she is reporting to. I need to know some basic information, and that basic information is provided by Employee Central. Not only the master data, but there are many other generic activities that we do in Employee Central, like themes are set up, that like RBP is set up, permissioning is set up. So all of these things we do it in Employee Central. Okay, we have different modules for different purposes. We do our appraisals in performance management. We do our salary revisions using compensation module. We do all our trainings using learning module. We source the candidates through recruiting or onboarding modules. So these are the available or the core modules of SuccessFactors. Again, Employee Central, we do the maintenance of master data. We hire the employees into the system. Once
So
we
what is
hire, there are, sorry?
what is jam in that?
Jam is a social collaboration. Now, if you want to interact with other users in the organization, now you can use Jam application. It's like your WhatsApp where you can go chat with other users. Okay, exchange your information. You can create your groups. Okay, let's say you are all of your HR people, and you create your HR group and share informations over that.
Okay. Networking, social networking kind of.
Yeah, social networking kind of thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, the entire Employee Central, there are many areas like data models, foundation objects, hiring of the employee, bulk data maintenance, and then security part, which is handled through role-based permissions. Okay, and then reporting, then workflows, approvals, business rules. So all of these areas would be covered in coming the 2025 sessions. Okay, I'll take a pause here and see if you have any doubts.
Can you show the slide, the modules which are there, the slide which you shown?
Yep.
So basically, payroll and iTime used to come in under the compensation, is it?
No, compensation is all about revisions of your salaries. So if we don't have EC and ECP
Okay.
and time off shown separately, okay. So we also
Okay.
have other modules. Now these are some of the
So
core
like
modules what we have.
generally in SuccessFactor, how many modules generally we have from a end-to-end HR life cycle prospect? Like how many modules we have generally, which
These are the core
SAP used to provide?
Yeah, these are the core modules what we have. Apart from this, we have the time off and EC payroll as well. So now we have other applications which are again integrated with SuccessFactors, like Qualtrics, which is used for employee service. That is also a part of the application. Okay. Similarly, we have many other modules that can be integrated, that can be added along with SuccessFactors.
Okay. So basically, I have one question. Like while some organization where we have a SAP SCM already, or maybe any other tool, for example, any traditional tool, while moving, or I would say like while implementing SuccessFactor there, so the transition from that tool to this tool, like
Yes.
from implementation prospect, like while moving from SAP to SCM is quite easy, or if we have some different
No.
tool other than SAP while moving to SuccessFactors, it's gonna be easy.
It is it is not something is easy or not, because both of them are in the same technology, SAP and SuccessFactors. But again, we use a different terminologies, or we use a different setup here in SuccessFactors. Okay, like in SAP HCM, we have info types where we store the data. Info types are table-like structures where we maintain the data, and we don't maintain the data in info types or in table-like structure here. Now, if you want to look at the data in the table structure, you can see in SAP HCM, but that cannot be done in SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors is completely different. So it is same, like whether you're moving from SAP to SuccessFactors or Oracle HCM to SuccessFactors, it is same. Most or all of the applications, the process remains same. What do we do in hiring? We capture all of the information of an employee, of a candidate, right? Now, this may include your personal information like your first name, last name, middle name, salutation, gender, okay, you know, biographical information like your date of birth, place of birth, and then organization related information like know what would be the location, or what is the department that you're going to work, what is the grade of the, what would the big grade that you are being hired, what are the salary components. So all of this process, or all of this, you know, fields data that you maintain is same across the applications, but the terminology may be
Correct.
different and the table structures are different. Okay, now we call here pay grade. No, someone may call it as a band, or
Correct.
someone may call it the salary band. We call it here pay component. So
Correct.
some may call it as a wage type or a salary type. So terminologies are different, but the process remains same. And the look and feel of the application would be different.
Mm-hmm.
So Venu, the screen which is reflecting, are we going to get trained on these modules?
No, not all of these modules. This you would be trained only on Employee Central.
So employee central end to end, that is
Employee
hire to,
Central and hire to retire.
okay. And what about the migration? Are we going to get that training as well, like from HCM to SF?
Yeah. So now we have a course content which explains you in detail of what all we will be learning in from day 1 to day 24. Okay, where if you look at here, somewhere at day 14. On the day 14, we'll be learning about how do we migrate the data from one application to other application, or how do we manage the bulk data. Let's say you have, your organization has 10,000 employees. Okay, you are in SAP HCM, or you are in some other HR application. Now you want to move all of your data. So you need to extract the data from your source or the legacy system, and then convert that data into SUCCESSFACTORS provided templates, upload into the system. So that we see here in day 14.
Okay.
Day 14 and 15.
Binu, one more question. Generally, I've seen that some of the customer really want to implement one of the other module. Maybe in SCL we are having, success factor learning for our employees to go on a learning mode, right? So this EC something we have to have a by hand, or
No. Employee
from
Central. Yeah, we maintain master data in Employee Central. Ideally, a customer should be having Employee Central first and then going with any other modules. But SuccessFactors allows you to implement any other module even without Employee Central. You can go with if a customer want to go with compensation, yes, you can go. But where does the master data comes from for compensation or learning or any other module? So you need to upload some basic information. If you have Employee Central, you'll be configuring everything, starting from hiring, transfers, promotions, termination. So you need to do all of this within Employee Central. And then the data flows from Employee Central to other modules. Whereas if you're using only one module without any Employee Central, then you need to have at least the basic information that is required to process that data. Okay, if it is learning, now system should understand who is that user that is logging in and what are the training needs of that user. So that information system should give, right? So we upload the basic data there.
So when you say the basic information which you need to be uploaded, basically it get integrated with other tool structures, or maybe we should have some part of EC which is get implemented and that's how.
No, not EC. We have something called basic import or import employee data. within importing employee data, we have one file
Okay.
called
Got it.
basic import, which
it,
will
got it.
capture the basic information. Though you can load anything there. Okay, just a user ID, username, and then first name, last name. You upload that data into the system. Or if you want to upload data like who is a manager of that employer data department of the employee, you can upload them. But when you have Employee Central, first you need to create all of this. You need to create, now if your customer operates from 10 different locations, first you need to go and add all of those 10 locations. Your customer has got 10 departments, you need to go add those 10 departments. So it is structured in Employee Central. Whereas if you don't want to use Employee Central, without Employee Central, you want to use other talent modules, then you need to have at least the basic data uploaded into the system. So whatever data that you've loaded, that would be considered as a base for your talent module. Okay. Now, when we start our regular sessions, I'll be walking you through the complete course content, like day 1 to day 24. We'll see what we'll be doing, what we would be learning. Okay, we'll in detail. So we are planning to start these sessions immediately, starting from Monday. So you can speak to your representative, coordinate with them, and if you're interested, we can connect back from Monday.
Venu, how about the notes? Like, do we need to
Notes?
make...
Now, I would be providing all the material. Okay. Now, there's one document which I would recommend all of you to follow. Even after 9-10 years in SuccessFactors, I follow the same implementation guide. We have
I don't know, I lost it. Or like what?
Yeah, it's same.
you
We
can
can't.
take a printout of it. I would recommend to have that handy so that you can refer as and when you're free.
Yeah,
That's
Venu,
the
we
one
lost you
material.
in
We have
between. Can you just go back and share the document name? Because I think I couldn't hear you at least. What is the document name?
it is the
Even I
Yeah,
your
it is the implementation guide that I will be sharing with all of you. There are a lot of materials now, as and when discuss each of the areas. Okay, I'll be sharing you that material with you. In fact, initially I'll be giving you the access to the drive where you have all the material. The one material what I recommend everyone to have it keep handy is the implementation guide. This is again SuccessFactors provided guide, which contains around 300 plus odd pages. Okay, which guides you about the implementation, about the configuration. Okay, so I would recommend you all to download this, get it printed, keep it handy. Okay, don't worry about material. So there are many materials like PowerPoint presentations, PDFs, and then Excel sheets. I'll be sharing it, all of that with you.
Very sir, you're done with your demo class?
Yeah.
Because I have some 2-3 questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
See, actually, since I have worked in Saudi, and I mean, like, I was in Dubai for last 2-3 months. So, I mean, like, SAP and SuccessFactor is quite interesting. So, wherever I go, like, people are asking about the SuccessFactor. So, I just wanted to know that how SuccessFactor is different than the Oracle and the Microsoft. I mean, like, they are also into coming with the cloud only, right now?
Yeah. See, every application, I cannot say or I cannot downgrade some application. Every application has got its pros and cons. Okay, so all of these applications, these are developed for the organizations. So if you say now, which one is good, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? What do you say? What is good? Now, maybe for you it is Pepsi, and maybe for me it is Coca-Cola. No, because you like the taste of Pepsi and I like the taste of Coke. I cannot say that Pepsi is not good, or I cannot say Coke is not good, right? Same thing here also. When each and every application, be it SuccessFactors or Workday or Oracle HCM, they have their own advantages and disadvantages. Okay, now when it comes to the SuccessFactors, what I see is SuccessFactors allows, to some extent, it allows you to do the customizations in system. Okay. Whereas on the other hand, the Workday doesn't allow you those many configurations or those many customizations in the product, but SuccessFactors, it allows you to do a lot of customizations in the system. The UI is much better than the other applications. And since
I
it
think
is
I'm
a
fully
global product with major, major bigger organizations across the globe, it gives you, or it gives you that flexibility of configuring the system in your way.
Okay, just connecting to that questions, I would like to ask one more thing that see why when a consultant or a marketing guy when he approaches new customers to like adopt this new technology, so why you think that they may agree or disagree? Like can you just list out 3 points, major points?
And like I told you, right now, looking at the application when you know the ease of use. Okay, so how do we use the SuccessFactors application? So after logging in, what do you see in the application? What all features that we have? Like we have many features or many modules. Now all of the HR related activities can be done in employee or in SuccessFactors. Okay, so if you look at this, these are all the modules that SuccessFactors support: calibration, performance, careers, compensation, continuous feedback. Okay, so learning, offboarding, onboarding. So you have these many modules from end to end, like starting from the candidate till the employee's termination or rehiring. We can use all of the activities in SuccessFactors. So look and feel. The customizations and the configuration is simple. So these are the major ones.
Binu,
And the
one
features that
question.
the SuccessFactors provides.
Yeah, I'll just ask two another
Binu,
questions, two more questions. How do they define the cost structure to a new customer? Like, is it about subscriptions charges or like depending on
Yeah,
the
it
employer?
it all depends upon now what kind of customer are you. Okay, so how many users you want to have in the system, or how many user license you're taking. So if you're taking only 500 licenses, then the cost would be a bit different. It is per user cost. Okay, maybe $10 or $12 per year. So I'm just giving you an example. Okay, but if you have 10,000 users or 15,000 users, the cost may vary. Maybe the SuccessFactors may charge only $6 or $7. When you have 10,000 employees or 15,000 employees.
Okay,
Again,
last,
if it is again on the modules that you have, let's say I want to use only employee central, the cost would be different. I want to have the entire suite, then the cost would be different. Go ahead.
okay. Last two questions. See, I am basically from the management background, and does it make a sense like anything that see when I am going for a looking for a job or interview? So does it mandatory to have a technical background? Like is it so necessary?
So necessary means now
No, like how
you want to
differentiate?
get in, you want to get into a leadership role or a project manager role.
No, I mean, see, in the beginning, however, like definitely will they ask like, what is my education background? If I say that
Yes.
I'm from MBA background, so does it makes?
Now, after certain point of time, your education doesn't matter. Okay, whether you have done your degree or whether you have done your BTech or whether you have done diploma or something else, fashion technology or some other education.
Correct. Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
agree.
matter. Now, what experience that you have carried. If you have 15, 20 years of experience, then your education doesn't matter what you did when you did.
So it's not that mandatory that whether we are from management or the technical background. So I'm
Yeah.
from the engineering or the MBA, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. One last
Binu,
question, sir.
in SAP, we used to have
Wait.
ABAP,
Wait.
ABAP as a
Gaurav,
coding.
give 2 minutes.
Sorry,
Let Hitesh
sorry.
finish.
I'm sorry.
One last
I'm sorry.
question.
Yeah.
Sir, to get a job, is it mandatory to be certified in any of the modules? Sir?
Yes,
Like,
certification is mandatory in SuccessFactors. Now, if you're getting into implementation or a support role, definitely the first question that is asked in your interviews is if you have certification or not. We'll be talking more about certification, how to do certification, how to keep your certification active. That we'll be discussing in the regular sessions.
How much
I mean,
does it?
how frequently we need to upgrade that? I mean, I have a 2016
Now
and
we'll be
25.
discussing it. No, give you entire details in one single session. So it takes some time, 15-20 minutes, to explain you what is certification and all.
Okay, okay.
You need to know some basics before going to keeping your certification active.
I understand, sir. I understand. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
As you said, certification is necessary for consultant and the support. So, what is the difference between SF consultant and support? Do you mean the
I
end
said
user?
No, I said implementation and support. Implementation is something which is done for a customer who is new. Like if customer doesn't have success factors with them, now they want to implement success factors to for their for the users or for HRs. Now we'll have to understand the requirement of the customer, configure it in the system, and migrate all of your data. So all of this comes in implementation. Whereas the support, one good thing that we have in SuccessFactors is every customer who uses SuccessFactors should have the support consultant working with them. Now, when you are hired, you will be either hired as an implementation or a support consultant. And that does not mean that if you're hired as an implementation consultant, you'll not be asked to look after support. Or if you're hired as a support consultant, they'll not ask you to do the implementation. It all depends upon what is the requirement. No, today if you're hired as consultant, and then tomorrow we have an opportunity to implement for one of the customer, they may put you in implementation. Now maybe initially they have taken you for implementation, but by the time you have joined the organization, that project is already started, and there is one more role for a support, then you'll be moved to support role.
Okay, got it. And one more question, since I was looking to change the domain, so earlier I was going through some, HCM videos. So where we do the transactions, so it looks similar to what we do here. So what is the difference in HCM and success factor we do here? Is it
As
only the GUI or
see the structure again in SAP HCM, this is a cloud, this is a on-premise, right? On-premise application. So you need to have SAP GUI installed in your laptop or your personal computer. Okay. And when you want to connect to SAP HCM, you need to click on that GUI, connect to the client, then that goes and fetches the data from the server.
yeah?
Okay. And we have both front end and back end in SAP HCM. The back end, you maintain all of those transaction codes. We call them T codes. Okay. PA30 to go maintain the data. Okay. Info types are the tables where you store the data. And as an end user, if an end user has to log in, they will have to log into the application using ESSMSS. You will have to provide them URL where they'll be logging into URL, and that URL fetches the data from the backend of SAP HCM application. But here in
Okay.
SuccessFactors, we don't have this setup of backend and front end. Everybody logs into the same application with their user ID and password. Okay. And this is now you can access it from any corner of the world because this is a cloud computing application and it is the URL based. Okay. So you just either you can log into your SuccessFactors application through your personal computer or even from your mobile for the end users.
Sure. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. It all depends upon the role that is assigned to you, whether you are a employee, the end user, whether you are a manager of manager for some employees, or whether you are a HR who does the all transactions like hiring, transfers, and so on, or you are a consultant who was logged in. So you will have some additional screens visibility and accessibility.
Okay.
Role-wise
Yeah.
access, basically.
Yes.
Binu, I was asking like for SAP, we used to have a ABAP from that coding. What
Yes.
exactly the language or maybe in a backend which is getting used for the success factor?
No, we don't have anything called development here in SuccessFactors. The development part is done by SuccessFactors. Nobody else can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have some within SuccessFactors, we have some areas where we do the coding part. We don't need to have the coding knowledge, but some areas, if you want to make some changes, you can do those changes using XML code here.
XML. Okay.
XML.
I got it. XML.
Yeah.
And when you say the
Extensible
ESS
markup
MSS,
language.
do we have a ESS MSS as
ESS as
yeah,
a
no,
we have that as
I
a
got
role,
it.
not as a application separately.
Application separately. Okay. Because sometimes I feel the customer which we have, they are using ESS of SAP, and certainly they're interconnected with the success factor. And while there are certain features for ESS, they are still using. Yeah.
So
Okay.
when you
I'm done.
say XML code, is it a format? Because I am nowhere related to coding and all.
No, we don't do any kind of coding here.
Okay.
This is a functional module. SuccessFactors, all modules are functional. We don't do any coding. We have option of doing the coding and the front end part as well. That I'll show you. Don't worry about even if you're not from a technical background or a coding background, that's completely fine.
Okay.
Venu, who going to discuss about this fee structure and all for this course?
You can check with your representatives. You must have contacted Sai Krishna or Pulla Reddy or someone, right? So they'll guide you.
Yeah.
I don't discuss anything on commercials.
Sure.
How much is the certification cost?
Certification, again, it costs, there are different variations in the certification. Okay. So I'll give you all of those details in second or third session. We have that certification details. I'll tell you that. I need to explain you what comes in certification. The day 2 we have this certification. Okay, different. One certification costs you 20,000. The other you have 40,000. We have variations in certification. I'll explain you in detail. The minimum cost you can say is 20,000.
So what is the probability of getting certified in first attempt? I'm just curious to know about it.
No, I guarantee you the pass in first attempt.
Okay.
You follow the classes regularly, you can pass in first attempt. That's my guarantee.
Okay, Venu.
Yeah.
And also, do we get the resume preparation guidance as well?
Yes.
Because
Yes. That's part of for the course content. Interview of questions. Now, one complete session will be doing interview questions and your resume preparation.
okay. So do we have any mock interview as well?
Mock interviews, it depends. Like if you're ready and you want to have a mock interview, we can set up that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll stop it here. I know we will I hope to see you all in the regular session starting from Monday.
7:30 a.m.
Have a
right?
great 7:30. Have a great day and
Thank you
great
so
rest
much,
of your
Venu.
week.
Thank you for
Yeah.
the time and all the
Thank you, Venu.
information.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.